Hey, what's up? This is StormMakerX, and you're watching a very special rendition of the Mandalorian Armor Kit Build series. And in this video, I will be exploring the one area that I have not done yet, and that is soft parts. I didn't have all the materials together where I could do any kind of discussions or showing off, but now that it all came in today, let's go ahead and show what we got. Soft parts are any kind of fabric material or flexible leather that's going to make life a whole lot easier when wearing with the plastic armor. And in this case, it's just going to make posing and walking around just all that much easier, because you know it's not hard, it's meant to have some give, and definitely it's meant to be worn underneath what I'm going to be using. So first items on display is going to be, believe it or not, a scrub set. This is the exact same kind of clothing that doctors, nurses, and any other working man or woman would be using. And in this case, believe it or not, a lot of people that make these kind of armors actually wear these underneath it. It's a cheater's method, but it just makes life a whole lot easier than having to cut fabric and having to measure and then try to sew it all together and hoping that it's going to work, or unless you have someone who's an expert. And in this case, I decided to go ahead and cheat, so I will go ahead and admit it. The one thing, however, that's going to be a problem, and this is something, if you decide to do this yourself, I'm going to go ahead and give you some headway on this. The bottom part of your scrub set here, the problem with that is that it is going to be a little bit on the baggy side. And the problem, like I said, the main problem with that is going to be because, like, if you have thigh armor pieces or anything that would actually, you know, like shin guards or any kind of armor piece that you would want to be, you know, pretty close to your body, it's going to look like it's going to hang. And that is actually a big no-no, because you want it to be kind of close to your body. You know, armor is armor. Armor is meant to be, you know, to protect certain areas of your body, and if that thing is like hanging down to your kneecap or something like that, then yeah, it's not exactly great armor. So in this case, if you're going to get a bottom scrub set, you're going to need to have it custom tailored. You're going to need someone to come right behind you and just go ahead and resize it for you and do a pretty good custom job. And in this case, someone actually made it to where it's not so like light around here. They actually, you know, taped that pretty good. And the person I'd like to go ahead and thank for doing this for me would have to be my aunt. She actually did a wonderful job as far as putting all this together and, you know, readjusting it for me. So I just want her to know thank you very much for doing this. It makes my life a whole lot easier, especially when I'm doing all the painting right now, and I only got so much time now to try to finish. This makes things a whole lot easier for me. But yeah, this is definitely going to be the first layer. The next one is a flak vest. Now, believe it or not, I did not sew this, and neither did my aunt in this case. This one was actually done by a member of the Mandalorian Mercs Costuming Club. This will actually be the third person in amongst that group that I have actually gotten some from and have been working with my armor. This one is Krum Zrati. That's the name he goes by. He's actually part of the Rancor clan, which is located in the northern states, and I'm assuming probably around in the Ohio area. So he actually knows someone who does this. If I remember correctly, the number that he's already made is like 350 of these vests. This is a navy colored. I know it may look like probably a black or dark gray on the camera screen, but believe it or not, this is supposed to be a navy. It's in the lighting, it actually has a little bit of a bluish tint to it. Not a lot, but that's just the duck cloth material. But I like it. The one thing I find it very fascinating is how thick and how tough this material really is. Now, I know duck cloth entirely is tough in general regardless, but in this case, he did a very fascinating job. Fantastic altogether far as making it come together. So big thanks to him on that. Thank you so much, and hopefully your business picks up on that. One thing I'm going to go ahead and show real quick. This is a very heavy duty zipper on this back right here. It doesn't really have a lot of give, which is tough. It's meant to be tough and tight, and definitely it's definitely awesome. There's no other word for this. So yes, this is going to be worn on top of my other gear, and this is actually where I go ahead and start putting the torso, the back plate, and the shoulder pad pieces, and this is actually what's going to hold it too. So that's going to make life a whole lot easier already. The next pieces, believe it or not, I had to go to a Army Navy surplus store, and the one I got was from out in Texas. So they actually helped me out big time on this one. Big thanks to them for that. I will actually load up all their information down below on the descriptions. But the one thing, I actually got 2 boots and 2 pairs of gloves. They actually came from them. The boots, believe it or not, it is they're designed based off Panama's terrain and everything. So it's meant for jungle combat, and it's meant to be out there with the wild animals and with all the palm trees and stuff like that. The one thing about this, it has a lot of flex on the leather, which is great. It's meant to be light, and it's also meant to be breathable, which is actually going to be a big plus, especially out in this heat. So every time I'm walking, it's going to get air, which is going to be great. The only downside for these boots is that all these laces right here. That's going to be the biggest problem, because the one thing about Mandalorian armor, it looks like they don't actually have laces, exposed here. So what I'm going to do, the one thing I did find out that you can put the leggings over the boots, and then you can put that boot cap on top of it, which is actually going to cover it. And the only thing is wondering what to use to hold it in place. So may have to do some tinkering with that, see what I can come up with. The next thing they also came from that same store is a good pair of gloves. These gloves are, of course, they're used by the military, of course. They're not actually labeled as tactical per se, but they are a very good set of gloves to use. So they are a little bit more stiffer than I would have wanted, but in this case, I kind of was looking around and trying to find something that's going to cover my entire hand and not just, just certain parts, and here's my fingers being exposed and everything like that. And that was something I was kind of trying to avoid. So in this case, I kind of just went full leather and got it to where it covered my entire hand. So that should work out, and that shouldn't be a problem. Now this next and last piece here is going to be the belt. And believe it or not, this is a World War II replica ammo pouch belt. Now I know what you're thinking. What does a World War II belt have to do with Star Wars? Well, in this case, I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't know. But to what I was told by everybody, this kind of style of belt is actually what is comparable to the Mandalorians. As a matter of fact, Boba Fett and Jango Fett, they actually have what appears to be a traditional World War II ammo belt. Even though technically, it is not exactly, completely like a World War II belt. As you can see, because these actually have double case pouches. They didn't have that. But in the sense, there have been like several different Mandalorian characters that actually had some special belts. Some of them with one pouch, and they had like 6 of them on a belt. Some of them had double pouches, and they had like 3 of them on a belt. So in a way, it's like anything else. I was hoping to actually find an actual true Death Watch ammo belt, but I'm going to be honest with you. First off, I kind of failed as far as trying to find that, and 2, it seems like the only way for me to actually to have one is to make one, and I don't know about you, I'm not really confident in that just yet. Probably later on I will actually try to do it, but with the convention coming up soon, I believe this belt will definitely serve its purpose very well. I don't think it's too far off for it not to be used with the armor that I'm going to use. And yeah, pretty much that's what I'm going to say. Anyway, so that's pretty much the general set that I got here. This is all the soft parts I'm going to use, and it will all be used with the armor that I'm going to put together with. And I think it about covers it. So if you like the video that you just watched, please do hit the like button. It is very encouraging, and it makes it toward that I know that people are watching it and are enjoying it. If you like to go ahead and leave a comment, or if you have a question even, go ahead and leave it on the comments if you would, and I will definitely answer any questions ASAP or respond to any comments, and I would be really glad to answer any questions that anyone may have. On top of that, if you like the videos that I make, definitely hit the subscribe button. I will be making more videos definitely in the future, and soon enough this armor will be completed. So yeah, one of the videos is definitely going to show the entire armor, so if you want to keep tabs of that, definitely hit that. And that should just about cover it. Thank you for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and y'all all have a good day. Thank you.